Wow, these are the happiest people on earth. I mean, I bet there's nothing that could ever make them depressed.
56! 56!
Well, damn, cry me a river, why don't you? Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for Pluribus. This is for episode 4 this time. This is for episode 4 titled Please Carol. So, my god, man. This show, I never know what to expect when I watch this frickin' thing. So, yeah, pretty good episode this week, pretty good. There were a few things I had some issues with this time, but overall I enjoyed it. I thought it was definitely a very insane ending to the episode for sure. And I thought the episode was pretty good. I'd say my biggest issue is actually the opening scene. I found that scene with that guy, I was like, oh my god, like, let's get to it. Like, I found it was, It felt like a scene that could have been like 2-3 minutes, summed up in like 15 minutes. And I was like, oh my god, like, what are we doing, you know? And he's like licking the garbage and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know, it's just weird. And then obviously we've got, him responding to Carol's phone call. We reveal that the guy that she was talking to on the plane last episode, well, that's him here. So we get to see another survivor, which I thought was interesting. And I think that element was interesting, but I found the scene went on too long. You get what I'm saying? It just felt a little bit unnecessarily dragged out. But you know, it was a decent scene. I do like that we saw a new survivor though. I did like that. Now, then we're back with Carol. We basically get to see them. They're cleaning her house, basically. They're cleaning up after the mess that happened to Pirate Lady. And basically, she brings one of them inside, and she's just like, hey, look, like, you know, did Helen like my books? You know, and he's just like, well, you said that we're not supposed to talk about Helen. And she's like, well, how about we break the rules this one time, you know? And he's like, she thought they were fine, you know? And she's like, fine? As in, meh, you know? And he's just like, well, not really. I mean, you know, and he's kind of, you know, tiptoeing around the conversation, you know? And she's kind of like, what the hell, you know what I mean? So I thought that was pretty insane. Again, trying to break through, trying to get through to these people, which I thought was very interesting. And then basically, well, you continue on, we have them, they're basically kind of helping her out. She's driving in this, like, police car and stuff, and she goes to visit Pirate Lady in the hospital, basically, and she has a conversation with her that I found was pretty interesting, trying to, again, try to get her to say no, trying to get her to kind of, break through. You can definitely tell she's built some kind of bond with Pirate Lady for sure. Visiting her and talking with her and stuff like that, feeling responsible. And she even says that she's like, I didn't know you people took it so literally to bring an actual explosive, so this is my fault type of thing, you know what I mean? And she's like, yeah, so like, how are you doing? She's like, we're doing great, Carol. I'm like, yeah, I was talking about you, but okay, and she's like, happy? You want to see me happy? This is exactly what I am, happy, you know what I mean? But she's trying to get information, so she kind of does an experiment in this one. She notices what they're giving her in her tube. So then Carol goes to get that, and she basically gets high off of it. Basically, she, kind of goes into this state, and she tries this out to see if maybe this is a way to make them not so happy, that maybe she can break through to them and get something out of them, right? So she tests it on herself. It was kind of a funny montage as you see her, like, high out of her mind and stuff like that. Saying a bunch of stuff and all that, running around the house. So I found that was pretty funny. It got kind of serious, though, when she kind of said, like, she's like, yeah, like, I miss you, Helen, so I found that was pretty sad. But, yeah, so she tries it out, and she's like, bingo, it works. She goes to the hospital to try this out on Pirate Lady, and basically, as it goes on, it looks like when she gave her it, not only did she start crying, which I found was kind of interesting, but she also, like, kind of went into this state, you know what I mean? And then you're kind of sitting there thinking to yourself, like, okay, what's going on, you know what I mean? And, well, then basically Carol kind of realizes that this is not working. The happy people surround her, basically, and they're like, hey, please, Carol, she's going into, septic shock, so can you, let us help her, you know what I mean? And she's like, okay, fine, So she almost gets through to her. We can see the tears running down their faces, which I found interesting. So they're not necessarily happy. It's more so like they're asking her to please not do this, you know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of interesting. So yeah, I mean, we broke through a little bit. We broke through, we met a new survivor, so I thought that was pretty interesting. I didn't think this episode was like anything special though. I'm just gonna say it. I thought it was there, you know what I mean? It was decent enough. It gave you the information you needed, but I don't think it was anything like I don't think it was anything special, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it was anything that we didn't already know. I felt like we were kind of spinning in circles, if I'm being honest. So for that, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. I liked enough of it. I liked a decent amount of it, but I didn't think it was anything special. I was definitely a little bit bored in certain elements, and I felt like we were kind of just doing the same thing over and over again, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below, guys. What did you guys think of episode 4 of this series? How do you feel about the series so far? I've been enjoying it. I think this is definitely the weakest one, but there were definitely some moments to kind of get, you know, some intensity out of, you know, for sure. So though I think certain moments drag a little bit, I think the show is still doing a good job at building the story. We're definitely doing different things. Carol's trying to get through to these people, so it works. And the ending scene I did like a lot, but I still don't find the show is it's really taken off yet, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of waiting for that to happen. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts. So if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon for Pluribus. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist. Beat world gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shed a TV light.